My name is Dr. Jia Hu. I'm a public health specialist and a family doctor, and I'm here today to talk to you about why vaccines that your children are offered during schools are very, very important. There are 3 vaccines normally given in grade 7 in Ontario. These are the meningococcal vaccine, the hepatitis B vaccine, and the human papillomavirus or HPV vaccine. These vaccines are incredibly important. In fact, they're so important that they are routinely given to all students across the country and Ontario in grade 7. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, most children miss these very important vaccines due to the fact that schools are closed for a very long time. This means that if your child was in grade 7 any time during the pandemic, they most likely missed these vaccines and are not protected from many of the serious illnesses caused by some of these infections which the vaccines prevent against, some of which include cancer. Today, I want to tell you a little bit more about these vaccines and the diseases they protect against, and just why they're so important and how exactly your child can get caught up and make sure they have all the vaccines that are recommended. So we'll start with the meningitis bacteria. So this can cause infections of the spinal cord, which we call meningitis, encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain, as well as bloodstream infections. Infection with this bacteria can cause some very serious illness, hospitalization, and even death. Another one is hepatitis B virus, and this can cause permanent damage to the liver. This can lead to cirrhosis or hardening of the liver, which causes it not to work as well, or even cancer of the liver. Lastly, the human papillomavirus, or HPV, is a virus that is commonly spread through skin-to-skin contact and can cause many different types of cancers and skin lesions. Now, some people think that the HPV vaccine, which protects against human papillomavirus, is only for girls, but this is untrue. The HPV vaccine is meant to protect both boys and girls from cervical, vulvar, vaginal, penile, and anal cancers. But more than that, the vaccine protects against head and neck cancers, of which we think about 70% are actually caused by the human papillomavirus. So it really does protect against a wide range of cancers. I can't stress enough just how important all 3 of these vaccines are for protecting you and your child from these serious illnesses and cancers. It is also important to be aware that hepatitis B and HPV vaccines are free while students are in school. This is currently due to some extended eligibility from the COVID pandemic, which means that children born in 2002, 2003, and 2004 are still eligible for free vaccine until the end of August 2023. Once these kids are out of high school, these vaccines are no longer publicly funded, and should parents want them for their children, they'll have to pay out of pocket, which could be, hundreds of dollars. It is also important to note that if some of these vaccines are started when children are older, more doses are required. So getting them earlier requires fewer injections. Now, let's talk about how to get your child caught up on vaccines they may have missed during the pandemic. Because students in Ontario and across all of Canada were not in school due to pandemic lockdowns, public health units are now running catch-up clinics. These clinics are open during the week and some weekends, run during the day and sometimes into the evenings, and can be found at community health centers and immunization clinics across the province. Appointments can be booked online or through phone, and some units are even offering walk-in appointments. If you are interested in having your child get caught up at one of these clinics, please contact your local public health unit or visit their website. Your child's school will also likely be offering catch-up clinics, many of which will likely take place in the fall. Please take time to understand if your child has missed a school-based vaccine, and please make sure you find a way to get them vaccinated. You may be able to see if your child has already received these vaccines by using their health card and looking online at your local public health unit website, or if you kept track in your little yellow book, that's another way of finding out. If your child is currently going into grade 7 this school year, please ensure you sign any consent forms and make sure your child goes to school ready for vaccinations the day those vaccines are taking place. In our sort of post-pandemic world, vaccinations can be a very scary topic, and that is why it's really important for you to make sure all the choices you're making are well-informed, backed by science, and what's best for your child's health. Please take time to learn more about these viruses and these vaccines that they protect against. If you require any further information, you can contact your family doctor or visit your local public health unit website or visit any number of public health websites like the Ontario Ministry or the Public Health Agency of Canada. Thank you again so much for your time and for doing your part as parents to keeping your child or your children as safe and healthy as possible.